Hello, boils and ghouls. This is John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you are watching my good fiends at Bump in the Night TV.
Welcome to Bump in the Night. I'm your host, Orson Hells, and with me always is my sidekick supreme, the henchman who digs me up after every death, Bourbon Hitchcok.
Wow, 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 wow.
Be polite and say hello to the nice people.
Hello, everybody.
So, what's the topic for tonight, Bourbon?
Tonight, I got a good one. I say we talk about a guy that's been in so many movies, killed a lot of people, and been just a all general badass, Bruce Campbell.
Oh, the main man, Bruce Campbell, one of my favorite horror film actors. All right, let's see here. We'll skip the straight obvious. Let's go for like cameos. Give me cameos this man has done.
Oh, yeah. One comes to the top of my mind. He did, let's see here. He was in the movie Escape from L.A.
We're going straight into movies, or are we doing cameos?
Well, it was a cameo, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, I'll back up. Let's say Sky High.
Okay, I'll go with that as a cameo. Probably one of the most memorable characters of the film is Coach Boomer, with the power of sonic voice where you, dude, 10 laps. If we had coaches like that, we'd be a lot thinner.
Yeah, especially me.
Now, I like a lot of the underground films you did, like Bubba Hotep. Have you seen that?
Bubba Hotep. Can honestly, finally, it's been episode 4, and you have finally hit one that I've never watched.
So, Bubba Hotep is about an aging Elvis Presley who went into hiding and faked his own death. And now he's in his 80s, I'd say, and there's a mummy killing the other residents of the old folks' home.
Ooh.
So you get a chance, check out that bizarreness, a mummy killing Elvis.
Get my phone out here.
That's the biggest phone I've ever seen.
Then, let's see here. He did, what about Maniac Cop?
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good one.
the jawline on the killer cop itself is bigger than his, which is pretty hard to do. He wrote a book about a Chin, if chins could kill, with his autobiography. Get a chance, you ought to read. You can read, right?
Yeah, I read some.
Oh yeah, is that why the animation process goes so smoothly every time? I'm gonna draw pictures on that spell next time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with Escape from L.A.
Yeah, the one I started out with. Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Had Kurt Russell in it too.
Yeah, it was. I disagree. It was not a good movie. Surfing during the film, the surfing scene in L.A. was awful. But you know, Bruce Campbell's character as the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills was hilarious. He had like fake hair, kind of like a doll's hair put in, the fake cheekbones, and he was just kidnapping people and cutting their faces off in other parts and making the other dwellers of Beverly Hills try to look fashionable again. Ask you, have you seen Sundown?
Sundown. Oh yeah. I've seen that one. Yeah.
So it's a vampire film where they figured out they could wear sunscreen in the desert. Yeah, and Bruce Campbell plays Van Helsing, who actually gets turned and becomes like a Three Stooges version of a vampire. I recommend to anybody who likes horror comedy camp, that would be the one I would go for.
Wasn't he also in Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, now you're picking him out of the face of the crowd. Yeah. Your face recognition software is working now. He's the announcer for the wrestling match where he actually gives Peter Parker the name Spider-Man.
So and there's one obvious one that everybody knows: Evil Dead. you know, and all the series. Wasn't a cameo, but it was that. Now we're getting into the movies.
Oh, we're getting into the meat.
Getting into the meat. Let's go right to it.
Oh, we're getting into the meat, the steak and potatoes.
Tired of the appetizer, baby. I want the main course.
The heart of the matter. No more foreplay for y'all. All right, so Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness. The whole trilogy of everything is great. So, have you really seen the films, Bourbon, or are you faking it?
I've seen the films.
That's the same look I get when you got the hand in the cookie jar, or my cigars or my whiskey without permission.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so tell me a little about them.
Evil Dead.
Which is the worst sidekick ever for horror films.
There's some Evil Dead in the movies. Bruce Campbell got his arm cut off, put a chainsaw into it. You know, I've seen the movie poster.
Evil Dead is a Sam Raimi project, and him and Bruce Campbell have been friends, I guess, probably since childhood. And they actually did several versions of Evil Dead with different names, with like old 8mm and stuff like that in the early teens, and raised some money. And they start out with a horror film, Evil Dead, where some kids go into the cabin in the woods and they find the Necronomicon. Oh, I've got 6 copies of that. So they read through the book, because that's what you do when you find a book that looks antique and you somehow know how to read Sumerian. So they raise demons from hell, basically, and they fight them off of the film, and it ends sadly. So then they take the money from that, and they basically redo the film and make it slapstick, which I know you hate slapstick.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit, in all the years I watched movies, and the hundreds of movies I watched, Evil Dead was one that I just never got into. I like Bruce Campbell, just never got into Evil Dead movie series.
Okay, I can understand, because let's face it, Bruce Campbell is Bruce Campbell in everything.
Yep.
It's the same character. It's like Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage and everything.
Yeah, or Harrison Ford's Harrison Ford and everything.
Yeah, so, I can understand it not being your cup of bourbon.
Yeah. It ain't Freddy Krueger.
No. That, of course, that got kind of spiraled out of hand and slapstick.
That may be a whole nother episode.
A man with a glove and children. Oh, that's not Freddy, is it?
Yeah.
So, they took the money from Evil Dead 1, and shot again, and this time they made it slapstick with more effects and funny. And for anybody growing up in the 80s, it scared you. But then you go back and look at it, and you realize it's comedy. Now, I know you grew up in the 70s, so it probably wasn't comedy. The 1870s. So then that leads to decade and a half away to Army of Darkness. Have you seen Army of Darkness? Please tell me you've seen Army of Darkness.
Yes, I have.
I feel like you're lying. Did you
Ow!
see
Ow!
Army
Ow!
of
Okay,
Darkness?
I haven't seen it. Ow! Ow!
What do you do with your spare time?
Do you need to know?
No, actually, no. I'll take it back. I don't know, because, like, if you're just digging me up, you would only need the one shovel, and that's a lot of shovels in the basement of your place.
A lot of shovels.
I mean, you're digging a hole, that's for sure. So, Army of Darkness ends at where Evil Dead 2 stops, with Ash going back in time. Now he's in medieval times with King Arthur, and he's fighting the demons, and he's like the most popular kid in school. It's pretty much fantastic for him. Women and food and all that, and all he's got to do is... Well, the food anyway.
Oh, God.
So
That's the last time I'm digging you up.
You don't get the money unless you dig me up.
Anyway.
And I'm missing a ring. Don't think I hadn't noticed that.
Intern.
All right. So, since we're done talking about this, I'm going to bring up tonight's guest. She is a member of the Chattanooga Fire Cabaret. Her name is Tanqueray Harper. Let's take a look at some of her work right now. All right, tonight's guest is a member of the Chattanooga Fire Cabaret. Let's welcome Juno Mars, everybody. Thank you so much to have you here.
Glad to be here. I like your desk.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I like your cigar too.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice and long.
It's Gurkha heritage, so I'm heritage.
Oh, okay, okay.
Got
Are
it
you
from
gonna
my
smoke
farm.
it
Oh yeah, definitely.
today, right now?
Yes. No, not today. Fire laws. But outside where you're smoking, I'm gonna be smoking.
Okay, cool.
All right.
We'll get a video together. Can I smoke it? Can I hit it?
Yes, of course.
I probably won't. That was just a joke.
I drool all over it, so you know.
Yeah, that's
But
the
alcohol
problem.
kills germs, though, so it's
I
no
feel like
cavities or nothing.
Cigars you just don't share, right? 'Cause
No,
of the
not
smoker?
really. Not really. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Huh.
Kind of.
Yeah,
do
too
for
much.
guys,
Yeah.
All
Touching
right.
tips.
So tell everybody what you do.
I am a performance artist. I do fire. I work for Chattanooga Fire Cabaret, and I'm also a burlesque dancer.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I do stuff with Subterranean, Circus.
I've heard of them. They're very talented.
Yes, we've definitely done a lot of shows together. I feel like we've been backstage together a lot. But yeah, fire, spin, fire fans, fire boy, sometimes staff.
Okay, so how did you start doing this?
Actually, I was at a party years ago, like 7 years ago. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I was probably doing cocaine or something, I don't know. And this guy had these poi in his hand, and I was up all night playing with these poi. They were LED, and I had never seen them before, and I just was mesmerized by them. So the next day I ordered my own and started spinning poi, and then I met Aubrey, the manager of Chattanooga Fire Cabaret, and I saw them spinning fire outside of her house once, and yeah, I was like, hey, I want to do that.
So there's no like history of like being a small itty bitty firebug when you're little or anything?
No.
Just at a party and
Yeah, I just
I'm rocking this.
I know, I found some poi and I just started spinning, and I had no idea that there was like a whole art form dedicated to fire manipulation, object manipulation, all that. So hula hooping, juggling, any of that you can set on fire.
So you're part of a troupe.
Yes.
How far have you gotten to go with the troupe?
How far? We pretty much we got the city on lock type of thing. Like, people call us to perform all the time. So we just get booked, in the city, around the city. We don't travel too far or anything. We are starting to produce our own shows too. We just did the Rocksteady show, which was a huge success. It got sold out and it was amazing. So, yeah.
So do you have anything coming up?
Not right now, but we are in works of figuring out the new show that we're gonna do. It's gonna be a little weird, it's gonna be a little crazy, but yeah, just more shows.
So have you ever been hurt doing this?
Yeah, I burned myself.
How bad? What's the worst?
Nothing. I've never had to go to the hospital.
That's
So
fantastic.
put some burn cream on and I'm done. My mouth has gotten really burnt. Like, woken up the next morning after doing fire eating all night with just like burnt lips and inside.
Worse than like hot pockets from the microwave?
Well, you don't notice it burning you at first. With the hot pocket, you notice. With fire spinning, you usually don't feel it until the next day. So it's kind of a little weird, You're like, wow, I really wasn't doing that right last night.
So like that. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you just wake up and everything's sore. Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Singe my hair a lot though, yeah. But we can spray water in our hair right before just to kind of make it less likely to burn.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate to do this to you, but my sidekick Bourbon has a question for you.
Sidekick Bourbon.
What does fire smell like?
Oh,
That was not the question we were going to ask you. Oh, where's the knife? Where's the knife? I need you to run forward on this. All right, ask the question
no, this
again.
is real TV.
What does fire smell like?
What? Not the question you could.
What do you think it smells like? What do you think it smells like?
That is an interesting question.
Feels like burning.
Ass? I don't know.
Not ass. I will tell you that. I mean, I guess some fire can smell like ass, but not.
Depends on what you're burning. Right?
Depends on what you're
Oh, yeah.
burning. But fuel is very strong. It's very pungent. Like, you can smell fuel.
Okay, so you do the fire breathing.
Yes, I just started practicing fire breathing.
Now, I know what the quality stuff tastes like, but what does the quality stuff taste like?
Like what I'm actually breathing with.
Yeah.
So ultra pure lamp oil, paraffin lamp oil. You got to get the ultra pure. It doesn't really actually have that bad of a taste. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you breathe it out, but there's residue in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an intoxication factor with that?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Well, I'm not fire breathing. I'm out for that.
Yeah, you're not getting intoxicated at all. And like, some people though use alcohol, they use vodka. Like, some people use very other dangerous materials.
You're not
Yeah,
drinking, you're burning. That's not good.
that is not safe either. So we try to keep it as legit and safe as possible.
All right. So what is the weirdest thing that's happened to you since you started doing this?
Let's see here. Okay. Long time ago,
It sounds like it's getting good.
I was spinning fire fans at a bar. I think we were playing with Opposite Box in Murfreesboro. They were on like a mini tour.
Okay.
And I was spinning fans for the first time indoors.
At a bar?
And at a bar with a lot of people. And I'm spinning and I'm getting it and I'm getting it and I'm getting it. And all of a sudden I see, bloop, and one of my flames goes right into the crowd. Luckily Aubrey was there. She saw it go into the crowd and she goes and grabs it, stomps it out real quick, and we're good. A second one flies off into the crowd. Like literally a flaming ball of just material going right into the crowd.
So, who prepped your fan that time?
I did.
Oh, so we can't blame anybody else for killing fans.
I will say though, this was back in the day when the fan technology, like how they make them now, is not like how they made them back then. So it actually wasn't constructed very well from the get-go, and the material that it was stuffed with this like weird material. I don't even know. They don't make them like that anymore. So it was just easy to slip off of the little metal spokes.
So there's an actual technology that's moving forward with fire dancing.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I would have thought about that.
There's a whole community of people who are obsessed with it. Like there's festivals now and like workshops that you can go to, and people, you know, people just tour around and do these flow fest all the time. And so the people who are creating these types of events, they take it really seriously. I mean, new technology comes out all the time. They have like a whole language based on like the technical terms, but for shapes that you can make with fire and stuff like that. Like it gets pretty like in depth with information. I don't know a lot about it, but I just know how to spin it. I just play with it.
All right. So you got anything else you'd like to plug before we end the evening? Websites, Facebook,
Juno Mars. So on Instagram, you can type in at Juno_Mars_. That is where I post a lot of content. My goal for the year, for the end of the year, is to start booking fan acts, fan dancing. Whether it be fire fan dancing or feather fan dancing. I've got these giant tulle vegan feather burlesque fans and stuff. So follow me on the Instagram and check that out, because I want to start getting booked for these types of dances so that, you know, we can have a little burlesque industry here in Chattanooga.
Oh, I'm all for that.
Yeah, let's drink.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in for Bump of the Night. Tune in for some more cigars, whiskey, and murder. And please like and share the video, subscribe, and all the other stuff. We need it. We want it. Give it to us. We're on a low budget here, so this is part of the show where we kill the guest. I'm so sorry about this.